What is your kind of philosophy with objections? How do you overcome them?
Dude, I think they're totally freaking made up. Like early in a sales process, they are absolute hogwash, if you will. I'm originally from Arkansas.
They're smoke screens. That's all they are.
Totally.
They're just testing you.
Yeah, I mean, when you guys walk into Best Buy, you're like, and they're like, hey, how can I help you? What are you looking for? No, I'm just looking, man. I'm just shopping. But then 8 seconds later, we're like,
liar.
Wait, where's
the
this?
TVs?
Yeah, where's this dongle for this thing? And like, oh, it's in blah, blah, blah.
Exactly.
That was me. I was in Best Buy literally last week looking for a gimbal, the DJI gimbal for the.
But I bet you told him, oh, you're just
I walked in straight up, and the person at the front says, "Can I help you?" I'm no, I'm good. And I just walked straight on back, and then I'm back there looking around for the gimbal, and I will go to get it, and the door's locked because it's a high value thing, so they have them locked behind the case. And then I'm looking for somebody, and I'm like, I need somebody. Literally, it's just 3 minutes ago.
And then they're like,
no,
can I help
good.
you? And you're like, oh, no, just looking.
I'm good.
Oh, it's so funny that that's the case, too, because not only that, like I asked my wife, hey, babe, we're talking about human nature right now, by the way, in case you haven't caught on. When I asked my wife, hey, babe, where do you want to go for dinner? I don't know. You pick. I'm not sure. What I use, right, and I used it in Joplin, Missouri years ago when I was with a prospect. I thought
you were going to say when you were with a girl that wasn't your wife while you were still dating.
Geez.
No, I'm going to actually give the answer in the third story. Okay. When I was in Joplin, Missouri, I asked the gentleman. It ties well to the podcast. I said, "Hey, sir, do you know where your life insurance policy is?" Not the best way to word the question, by the way. Right? If I had to reword the question, I would say, "Hey, I'm sure your life insurance policy is here. Where do you think it is?" Like that's better. That's more leading, right? But I said, "Sir, do you know where your life insurance policy is?" Dumb question. You're going to get like no's and I don't knows, right? Which is what I got. I don't know. I said something that changed my life forever, and you're going to want to use this. Okay, if you're driving,
this is gold. This is a good one.
Talk to your phone afterwards or something. Like don't miss this one. I said, if you knew where it was, where would it be?
Can you repeat that?
If you knew where it was, where would it be? Follow-up question, ding, and also used a hypothetical question as well. And what that does is it makes someone stop and think. Because I don't believe in moving forward in a sales process unless you get answers to your questions. You have, from a closing standpoint, you have to train your prospect to make decisions when you want them to make decisions. Otherwise, you are allowing them to be in control of the sales process.
That's really good.
I like that. Train your prospect to make decisions when you want them to make the decision.
Yeah.
And sometimes a straight up question doesn't get you there because it puts up the wall, right?
Totally.
So you keep them moving forward by eliminating the sales pitch, and you ask them the hypothetical.
Yes. And what's funny is in Joplin, Missouri that day years ago, the guy said, well, if I knew where it was, it'd probably be in the filing cabinet right over there. So I pointed the filing cabinet. I'm like, is it that one?
Can I look in it?
Yes. Can I open it? Yes. Dude, guess what's sitting in the top drawer of the filing cabinet? It's his flipping policy.
Yeah.
But 8 seconds before, I don't know. Stop listening to all this craziness.
Can we pause? I want to know if you've solved this where do you want to eat, babe question.
Yeah, I have.
I don't know.
I have.
What is it? How do you solve that one?
Dude, I can get anyone's wife to answer that question anywhere, anytime, forever. Okay? And here's what you do. Babe, do you know where you want to eat? No, I don't know. You pick, right? Well, if you had to choose, what would you say? If you had to choose, where would we go? If you had to choose, what would you pick? And then she's like, well, I'm not really sure. Well, are you thinking more like Chinese or Italian? Then I'll start giving options.
Oh.
On the third
narrowing it
dietary
down.
option. I don't know, maybe Italian. Okay, cool. You want to go to like, Mr. Zin's or Fazoli's? Well, she calls it Fat Zoli, so she doesn't like Fazoli. So she's like, Mr. Zin's it is. I made that up. I can't even think of
Mr.
Italian
Zin's doesn't
restaurant.
sound like an Italian
No,
restaurant.
it doesn't. But you see what I'm going,
I'd say
right?
Giordano's. That would be.
Okay,
there you
see?
go.
I should have just leaned on you for that.
Olive Garden?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Actually, I used to love Olive Garden. Then I learned there's better Italian. So
Yeah.
And so on this topic of moving forward, I'm going to keep this moving forward.
Okay.
That's a little. I got to work on my transitions,
that's good.
but
No, that's great.
what's the fifth tip? I feel like we've covered 87 tips in this
Probably.
episode.
It's been a lot.
But tip number 5, big tip number 5. What is it?
It's what I've been trying to do for the last 5 years. Invest in others. It will always come back, right? That's what I love about Roger, man, is he's been investing in our relationship for many years, knowing something's, as long as I kept showing up and making sure I did my part and didn't quit and didn't stop and all this stuff, he knew something. He knew we'd do some stuff together. He's speaking at 8% virtual. and 8% Nation in Dallas in July 23rd and 24th.
Boom.
Right? Boom. Big
There's
boom.
another one.
That is a big boom.
With Eric Thomas. It's going to be Roger Short and
man.
Eric Thomas. Nobody else. Okay?
Isn't
Nobody
that
else.
crazy? That's crazy, man.
That's sick or is that sick? Right?
Hip-hop preacher.
That's it.
Are you put me on in front of him or in the middle of his act?
Maybe before, middle, and after. Come on now.
Yeah, there
Is
you
Roger
go.
the MC now?
We're going to bring you down from the ceiling while he's speaking.
Oh my gosh, yeah. That'd
And
be
you're going to be
awesome.
rapping the 5-year-old reasons.
Yes. Yes. That people don't buy.
That's right, man.
Come on now.
Let's
I
do
think
it.
you have a sample for our audience. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Roger.
no, that's not going to happen. That is not going to happen. It's going to be of a different day, probably late in the evening, and some different beverages.
There you go. There you go. Yeah,
All right. So this idea of investing in others, you say it comes back, but like, what does that look like? Why does that come back? Or where did this idea of investing in others even come to you, like to see the value in it?
Well, I mean, it took off for me as a early agent. I had a manager call me and say, "Hey, I've got 2 agents struggling. They're up in northern Missouri, and can you come help them? They're not making any sales." And I'm like, I guess, I hadn't really trained anybody at that point. So I drive for 4.5, 5 hours and spend time with 2 guys, Greg and Hunter. We go, and I'm like, I'll just take them cold door knocking. I don't know what else to do. I didn't work leads back then, And for those who don't know my story, I made $117,000 in my first 8 months selling life insurance on a 35% commission level, no leads, cold door knocking, cold calling, while I was 20, while I was playing basketball, while I was taking 21 credit hours a semester. It doesn't get much harder than that.
Man,
And cold call.
your dad was a tough boss. He only gave you 35%.
Yeah, there you go.
Door to door. Go hit it, Cody.
I was with Mutual Omaha. I was
yeah.
selling and the only thing I had was a guaranteed issue whole life. That's it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Man,
Dude.
rough.
You got to show up and keep moving forward anyway,
Well,
right?
here's the good thing about that. Everyone qualifies. Like there's no health. There's no health
That's right. It was so
disqualifiers.
easy for me.
Just roll it
I mean, can I have? Yeah, you can have this. You can have as many as you want.
up to the max. 10,000 for you, sir.
Yeah, I think it was 20, but yeah, it wasn't much. But I went up to Moberly, and I traveled up there and helped these two new agents. First door we knock, we get in. Cold door knock, by the way, just like Section 8 housing and stuff, right? We cold door knock, get in the house, make the sell, leave, high-fiving, hugging the prospects, high-fiving the agents. We go do that. We make 5 sells in one day. They think this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. They're like, oh my gosh, what the heck is going on? And then I drive home. I leave the commissions, the apps, the money with them. And I was driving home practically in tears thinking, man, I've found what I want to do for the rest of my life. And it wasn't the actual selling of insurance because I was dang good at it. But what I was even better at was helping others be dang good at selling insurance. And that's when I knew I had something special. I didn't act on it then. And then finally, December 29th of 2015, I finally shoot a god-awful YouTube video and put it up and been doing it ever since.
Yep, 30,000 subs later.
Yeah.
I have to say that, when you invest in other people, it always comes back to you. I want you to think of it this way. In this business of life insurance sales, the 2 things that you have the ability to do, in most cases, there's probably some that you can't do this, but in most cases, 99% of the cases, you have the ability to go write a policy and help a family, but you also have the ability to recruit an agent, bring them into your team, and then alongside with that, alongside of them, help them become successful too, and invest in their success. And when you do, it gets reciprocated. And when you take time to invest in other people, it comes back to you. So you have the ability to build a team here, build an agency. Yep. And it starts with one, right? Austin, you and I have known each other since you were in junior high. I always say this, right?
It was like 19.
I think you. Well,
you were in diapers, weren't you, though?
You were,
oh my God.
And he was a protege, so really he was a college graduate at the age of 19. He was kind of one of those guys.
He was a professor of a college at 19.
Yeah.
None of this is true.
And he built
At Harvard,
he built my
actually.
first website.
gosh.
He built my first website. It's probably 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And we've had a relationship, and I've seen him grow so much in his own talents. He invests in himself. He invests in other people. He's now got a team that reports to him at our company, and he's investing in them. I watch him do it, and it always comes back. He's learning himself, and he's growing. Investing in that team of yours, has it made you better?
Oh my gosh, yeah. And also like shows me where else I need to grow.
Yeah.
Like I want to be better at leadership and management and team building. So
That's right.
I might ask you a few questions later.
All right, buddy. I love that.
And you may think, well, like, where's all this going? Like, so to become a better salesperson, I have to invest in others. I don't get the direct correlation.
Sure.
If you put someone beside you in the seat and you're running leads, or you put someone beside you while you're doing phone sales and they're listening to you, watching you do the process, it makes you the best that you can be because you know you need to be on your A game. You're on your A game because you don't want to screw it up for them. You know, someone is watching me. I'm now accountable. It's like when you said, I want to tell everybody about my goal because then it's out there and then they help hold me accountable.
Totally.
You do the same thing when you bring someone in. And so when you're investing in them, like if you think about all the pivotal moments in your life, both of you guys and all of our listeners, if you think about pivotal moments in your life that were life change moments, it was probably when someone took the time to invest in you. It was probably when someone took the time to do something for you, to invest in you. And it's not just a one-time thing. It's a relationship that starts. And when that relationship starts and they lean in and they invest, you can feel it. You can feel the change take place. And you never forget that. Like I've got people in my life that I can never forget the things that they've done for me. And I want to do that for other people. It will make you a better salesperson. It will make you a better human being. It will make you a person who attracts other people. All of those things will accelerate your career, will accelerate your life. Your dad invested in you.
Big time.
Right? Your dad invested in you. There's probably some other people that invested in you.
Totally.
Do you remember who?
I'm just watching my mom. She's taking care of 4 kids, you know? And early in before my dad became successful, juggling, you know, she's also working a couple jobs, watching, you know, all 4 kids and like all this other stuff, you know, like she was a freaking warrior. I'm like, man, she's juggling so many tasks at one time. Like you have to notice and learn and watch those things. Like I'm like another thing, I'm so impressed by your guys' team, right? Austin, freak, right? You, freak. Chris Ball, freak. A master networker, amazing dude, huge heart, right? I'm watching Zach literally a couple days ago on the way to Target, like helping an agent for 30 minutes debrief on something they shouldn't have, the sell that they maybe should have got that they didn't. And I'm listening to him and I'm like, man, this dude's really good at like training and helping people and debriefing and talking through stuff. Like he's a master sales trainer. I'm like, the 4 of you, the Life Insurance Academy podcast crew, are freaks in a good way.
Yeah, when you train others, it highlights any shortcuts you're taking, but it also reinforces the things you know because you're re-saying it, which then reinforces it in your head. So investing in others. Today we covered the 5 tips to become the best salesperson
ever. Period.
On
planet Earth.
Period. Boom.
Those are: understand the value is a relationship. 2, invest in training. 3, maximize your opportunities. 4, always have forward motion. And 5, invest in others. And Cody, we're going to talk about in a second how you invest in others, some big opportunities and some ways that people can engage with you. And after that, we're going to do something that we've never done on this podcast before. It's going to be pretty fun. It's going to be a quick fire round of questions. And you're just going to...
quick answers.
And you all are getting to get to learn some fun facts about Cody.
I love it. I'm in.
So, Cody, before we get to that, can you maybe share one way that you're about to invest in others and that others can invest in themselves through training?
I love that. Yeah, that helps with 2 and 5 on our list of 5 tips, right? 8% Nation, something I started literally across the street at Nissan Stadium here back in October of 2018. And I had no clue what I was doing.
It amazes me that you did that. Like when I think about that Nissan Stadium, who did you have show up at that first one when you had no money?
Yeah, Grant Cardone, Ray Lewis, Hall of Fame NFL linebacker for the Baltimore Ravens, Tim Story, Coach Michael Burt. Like I spent $210,000 on speakers, $500,000 on the event, only brought in $300,000 from tickets and sponsors, lost $200K first year.
Like you went and borrowed money to pull that event off.
Yeah.
On a hope.
Yeah.
That you could do it.
Yeah.
Why?
I knew. I told myself, dude, I know this is scary. I know this is big. I know you don't have the money. I know you're scared to death. I know nobody respects you yet. You pull this off, people will talk about you forever. And I'm like, I guess I don't have a choice.
And on top of that, because you invest in yourself and you go to these conferences, you were seeing that there was all these conferences that invest in different industries, but there wasn't one at this level.
Yeah, good one.
For this industry. I think you all said that they used to play
Pianos in the corner.
Insurance. I don't even know
if that's
what.
true.
I've been to some. I've been to an old school insurance conference, and it's a bunch of old dudes with their head down, and like they've got jackets on that they bought 28 years ago. They're still wearing the same one, and like they've got worn out boots, and like the music is bad. The audio visuals are slides, and they're half on the screen and half not. I'm like, what is going on?
Like classical music.
What is happening in here?
Yeah.
And you're like, why? I don't want to be a part of this. This ain't sexy at all.
No, dude, it's so boring, man.
So what did you want to do?
Make insurance sexy again. Maybe for the first time ever, right?
That's great. And you're so crazy at these events. Last event, you dropped what, $10K from the ceiling?
Yeah.
Literally $10K in cash.
Yeah.
Dropping from the ceiling. People are like jumping. It was an insane moment. If you've not seen
just wait for this year
GIF of like Cody dropping money, go watch it. What's your Instagram?
At Cody.Askins.
Cody.Askins.
Yeah. I love engaging with people on there too. So
we're gonna try to get you to drop some money when I speak at the virtual.
Dude, whatever you want.
try to
At the
do that.
virtual?
I have a hard time saying no to
Try to do
Roger.
money. Can you send some money?
Yeah. Whatever you want.
Okay, cool.
Roger's as good of a salesperson as there is. He's hard to say no to because he invests in a relationship first, and then when he asks for something, it's like, dude, he's such a good dude. I got to do it.
So when you send the money, will it be in 50s or hundreds?
Probably hundreds.
That's
That
called
was-
assuming the sale.
Yeah.
So 8%,
good.
you started a few years ago, Nissan Stadium.
Yeah.
And it's still going. You have a few events coming up.
One of the only conferences in I think it was the only insurance conference post-COVID to happen in 2020. And there's a lesson in that. I believe the show must go on. I believe you should always have a forward motion. Tip number 4, tying back to it. Dude, I don't think nothing should keep me from doing an event to help people if I want to do an event to help people. Nothing should stop you as a life insurance agent from helping more people and making a ton of money. The only thing that will ever stop you from freaking crushing it, changing your life forever, is you. If it's meant to be, it's up to me.
Yeah, and we attended that event. I mean, it was socially distanced. It was safe. I mean, it was very well done. I was super impressed.
Until everybody started tackling each other for money. But yeah, no, just kidding. I'm glad you guys were a part of it.
Yes,
Thank you.
I was impressed. Yeah, and we're super excited to be part of the one coming up in July. What's the dates in July?
July 23rd and 24th, back in Dallas at the Statler, aprisnation.com to get tickets. Promise you, it's selling out. I'll probably oversell it on purpose this year.
Yeah. So
It'll
you want to be
exciting,
there,
man.
commit to it. All the links that Cody's sharing will be on the show notes page, liapodcast.org/EP55. You can check those links out there to get registered. Again, quick recap. March 5th and 6th, 8% Nation Virtual, wherever you are. Attend that event.
Yeah.
It's
I think
free.
that's crazy that you give that away for free. You're spending
crazy.
money on these speakers.
Oh, yeah. Well, we just spent money on Les Brown as well. I'm going to spend at least $30,000 in ads, and I'm going to we may spend $100,000 on just the virtual event and then give it away for free.
Oh my gosh.
People think it's stupid. I'm like,
But that's an investment in training and it's an investment in others, right?
That's right.
It's like doing everything.
well, that's why I put on Instagram. I mean, it's probably sounded a little arrogant. I mean, you guys know me deep down. I'm really not. But I just put on there, make an event so irresistible. Keep doing more. Keep showing up. And maybe people will return the favor and show up. That's kind of my motto.
That's great. All right. We have the quick fire questions.
Dude, I'm ready. Come on now.
All right. Favorite on the road to the field snack that you have in the car?
Oh,
Come on, buddy. You just
It's
told
quick
us
fire.
last night.
well, I mean, the first thing that came to me was used to chew sunflower seeds. I don't really do that anymore. But I would say I love candy. Yeah, I'm a candy guy. I'm gonna be eating candy on the way
What
home.
candy? What candy?
Sour.
Okay.
Anything sour.
Yeah.
Sour Skittles.
All right. Let the agents hear the Cody Askins door knock. What does it sound like? Do you have a door knock?
Oh, the pitch or
No.
Oh,
Do you like a... Oh, you got
Change
the two
it
at
up.
the end.
Change it up.
That was nice. All right. What's your ideal lead count when you were in the field, or what have you found is the optimum amount of leads for agents?
yeah. I loved about 25 to 30.
Yeah, that's a good number.
Hey, if you enjoyed this, I got another one you're gonna love. It's right there. Click on it. See you in there.
And when you invest in training, it's not a one-time thing. You're constantly investing in training. How often would you say Cody Askins is investing in training? Or
I've got to have some type of investment every month.